what's going on, everybody? Welcome to day number 1 of the traffic challenge. Super excited, super pumped. I know all of you are as well. So we have a very special training today talking about Instagram and how this guest has done well over 6 figures using her Instagram to convert views into sales. So I'm excited to talk about that. I'm going to bring her on in just a second. But real quick, if you're watching this on live, let me know where you're watching from down in the comments. We're going live on multiple locations, most YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. This is going to be super exciting. Real quick, I want to mention how you can get involved in the challenge day number 1. So let me just share my screen real quick, and then I'll bring on the guest. So inside of our challenge group, I posted this post on day 1 of the traffic challenge. So all you have to do is post 2 videos, very simple videos, and just post them here. And the goal is to basically push you to start creating content. So if you go inside of here, you'll see that day 1 post. People are already posting their videos. You'll see at the bottom here, Victoria posted her Instagram. We can go and see how many people have posted their TikToks, their Facebooks. You can see I've already done mine this morning. Edgar's, Zavanko, Emi, all these people are already posting their videos. Okay. So make sure to go do that. That's part of the challenge, is to push you to start creating content. Okay. So, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but let's bring on our special guest now. I actually met her at my first event at Funnel Hacking Live. This was, I think 2019. This is right before the pandemic happened, or the beginning of 2020. And I met her, and she started talking about branding. And then, we've kind of stayed connected over the years, and she's doing some amazing things. So I'm excited to bring her on. Her name is Sabah Ali. What's going on?
Hello. I am so excited to be here. And I know it's been so long since we first met at that
I
event.
know. That was my first event ever. And I remember I was like, I had no idea how to network or talk to people. I think you're one of the first people that you came to me, or we had some mutual friends or something. And we just
Yeah.
started talking. And, ever since, I've been keeping an eye on what you're doing, and like, you've been crushing it on Instagram. I see you starting to get into YouTube. And I know
Yeah.
you talk a lot about branding, and that's what's really exciting about, helping my audience is okay, how can we help them with their brand so they can reach their potential audience? So I'm excited to bring you on and have you teach them. But other than that, how you been?
Yeah, I've been good. I've been good. And yeah, I mean, it's so crazy to think that just by sharing your story online, it comes to this, speaking in front of your audience, doing trainings like this. It's just so crazy to think social media can make such a big difference in your life. So I'm so excited to do this training.
Yeah, no, it's been crazy. I remember, well, yeah, I mean, when I was at that event, I was still working my job, and I was so terrified to create content at the time. So it was cool to actually meet people at events that are actually doing it. And I was like, okay, I kind of gave me the belief that I could do it. So believe it or not, I was so scared to create content. And I don't know about you, or if you're
Me
more of a
too.
natural, you were too. Yeah. So that's good to know, because people, I think, have this thought that, we're just so good at this stuff. But I think it's putting in the reps and doing it over and over and over, is what helped me get out of my job. So, but I'm excited to see what you're going to talk about. What's the whole, I know we're talking about Instagram, but what's the main thing we're going to be learning here?
Yeah, the main thing that I'm really going to emphasize is how to grow and convert your audience into buyers. Cause I feel like a lot of people, they either think they know how to grow on Instagram, but they don't know actually the features to use that grow your account, that convert your audience, that also nurtures your audience too. And then I'm also going to talk a little bit about like your relationship with Instagram and how personally for me, I see Instagram more as kind of just me sharing my life. I don't really even see it as
Yeah.
a marketing platform. And I think that's really the difference between people that thrive on Instagram, get a lot of followers, get a lot of buyers versus people that kind of struggle or feel like they can't show up in their own authentic way. So that's a little bit
Awesome.
of what I'm going to cover today.
Good, good. All right. Well, it looks like there's a lot of people on, lots of comments. I'm sure you can see those coming through.
Yeah, I see everybody. Hello.
Yeah, so it's gonna be exciting. We can just get right into it, and then guys, at the end we'll do some Q&A. So if you have questions, obviously go ahead and comment as we're going through this. But we'll have a dedicated Q&A session at the end of this. And yeah, so let's go and get started.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay,
All
cool,
right.
guys. So I have slides. So let me pull up the slides.
Oh,
Okay, there we go.
there we go.
Sweet. Awesome. So, hello, everybody. I see Brian is in the room. Sierra, we have Eric. Hello, hello. Keep commenting. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I see a lot of people are actually dropping in South Africa, UK, Kenya. Oh my God, it's so amazing. So cool. So, my name is Sabah Ali, and what I'm going to cover today is the 4-step system to attract high end clients on Instagram. So, what I want to start off is who here actually uses Instagram every single day. So comment below, let me know. Are you on Instagram? Do you post sometimes? Are you on there every single day? I kind of want to get a feel in the room of everybody that uses Instagram. So let me see. Comment below. I see people are tuning in from a lot of different places. New York, San Diego. So for me personally, I've been on Instagram for quite some time now, and it's funny because when I first got on Instagram, it took me a minute to get on there. I remember my friends were like, "Get on Instagram, it's a brand new app." And I'm like, "I don't know if I really want to get on there." But once I did get on there, I'm like, "Okay, I can't stop posting on here now." So daily, every single day, mainly Instagram. Yes, 3 times a week. Okay, cool. So here's a little bit of what I'm going to cover on today's training. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story, what I have to do with Instagram, why I'm even talking about Instagram with you guys, my 4 pillars of Instagram success, how to grow an audience who actually wants to buy, right? How to grow and sell with reels, the 3 content types that actually go viral on explore pages. So I know a lot of you guys, of course, are creating content, doing it a part of this challenge. So we're going to go through what type of content to actually create, my secret Instagram story strategy that works really, really well, especially if you're, wanting to sell out your offers, you're doing a launch, selling low, mid, high ticket, whatever that is. And then something new that I've been doing within the past 2 weeks that's actually rocketing my Instagram. So it's honestly like doing this training, it's coming at the perfect time because I've been doing some different things on Instagram that's really been working for me. Okay. So are you guys experiencing this right now? Like maybe right now you're posting on Instagram like every single day. Maybe you're not getting like the engagement you want to, or maybe you are getting engagement, but sales aren't coming in, right? Or maybe you're somebody who's just spending hours like editing your reels, you're spending hours on Canva creating like carousels. Or maybe you're just somebody who tuned into this challenge. You're like, okay, I know I need to be on Instagram, but I don't know exactly how to use Instagram. Right. Or maybe you have like an offer and you have results and you're just like ready to dominate Instagram. So comment below. Let me know which one are you, right? Which one, like, what are you experiencing with Instagram? Because one thing I always say is being self aware of where you're at right now is how you're actually going to grow to the next level. So that way you can tweak what you're doing on Instagram. You can really use what I'm teaching today to make those adjustments on your posts, with your offers, with your audience, everything. So I want leads, all of it, low engagement. First one, number one. Yeah. Spending time on Instagram, no engagement, no sales. Okay, cool. So I just want to share quickly before we get into like my story, before we get into everything, like what's actually possible, right? So if you're sitting there, you're like, okay, I know it's very possible for me to grow an audience, for me to get clients every single day. This is what I've been able to do and what my clients have been able to do. So we've been able to grow like thousands of followers a month once you understand how to use Instagram properly, right? Because I believe a lot of people like they know the features of Instagram, but they don't know how to actually use them to drive traffic, to grow and to convert. Right. So having 10K days by simply selling on stories, building a hot audience who honestly just like loves you and wants to buy all your offers, understanding and becoming one with Instagram. That's what I mentioned in the really beginning when we first jumped on, and attracting honestly like hundreds of buyers to your low and mid ticket offers. And like my clients, they have had literally $20,000 days specifically just by using Instagram and understanding how to actually attract clients to them. right? Showing up on there, posting content that's not just any old content that you can find on like Google or regurgitated content that every other creator is creating, but content that actually feels really good to you. That when you pull up your own profile, you're like, oh my goodness, this is just so, so good. I am so obsessed with my account. Okay. So that's how you guys are going to feel after this training. Okay. So a little bit about me. I want to talk about like when I first got on Instagram and when I first got on social media, I was actually really, really shy. And some of you guys might not believe it because look at me now. I can speak in front of you guys and do this training. But I used to be really, really, really shy. And I remember one of my first mentors told me when I first met him was like, you have a story. And I was like, I don't think so. Like, I don't think I really have a story. Like, I haven't done anything like extraordinary in my life. I've just like gone to school and that's about it. And he's like, oh, you have gone through like different things in your life that's honestly made you the person you are right now. And I remember when I first met my mentor when I was 19, I actually was going through a really bad time in my life. I was going through a heartbreak. I was in a toxic relationship for 4 years in college. My mom passed away when I was 15 years old. And I remember I felt so lost in my life, but I knew I had this like fire and drive inside of me to do something so much more than what I was doing right now or back then. So what happened was I basically just started to post inspiration on social media. I'm like, okay, I don't feel the best, but I know I always feel better when I inspire other people. So honestly, that's all I just started to do was I would post inspirational content on social media. I would do these small challenges and push my friends outside of their comfort zone. And what happened was I started to like build a brand in college without really knowing it because I would do these crazy challenges. I would go live every single day. And slowly people started to come to me asking for help. They're like, how are you creating content every single day? How are you now like speaking on stages? How are you getting featured on like NBC and Fox and all of these things? Like, how are you actually doing this? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like doing it. So eventually, what happened was people fell in love with me and my journey. And that's actually how I developed a brand on Instagram. It wasn't even about I was creating the perfect content and I was this authority figure. I was simply like documenting. I wasn't even like really creating. That's what Gary Vee always says like, document, don't create, because people can really connect with you based on what you're actually experiencing in your life, right? So this is a picture of me on the left-hand side. It was one of my first events when I was actually an intern at my mentor's event when I was 19. And then on the left-hand side, it was a few years later when I was speaking on stage. So I just wanted to share that because I know a lot of you guys are in different places in your business, in your life. And some of you might be like, okay, I don't have all the results right now. And I see everybody else with like massive money results and success. And I'm like, you really don't need any of that. What you really do need is you, your story, and your personality, right? So that's what we're really going to get into today is how to take you as a person and fully express yourself online so you can attract the followers, the buyers, the clients, and the audience. Okay. So once again, like my audience felt like they were a part of my journey. It wasn't like, hey, this is what you need to do to get the transformation. I was sharing, right? I was talking about like, hey, this is what I did today, guys. I went up to like 5 strangers and I just talked to them. And that really helped me build more courage and confidence to even show up on camera and create videos like this for you guys on social media, right? So it was also a little bit entertaining. And it wasn't just like, hey, this is once again content that you can learn from, but I was like a real personality that people wanted to follow online. And we'll get a little bit more into do and how you guys can do that here in the next few slides. Okay. And I see some people I'm struggling to create content. We're going to get into that too. Speaking in front of the camera is my struggle. Don't worry, guys. We're going to get into all of that. Okay. So, what I actually want you guys to do to get yourself outside of your comfort zone, because I know this challenge is all about taking action, pull up your Instagram right now. Either snap a picture of you or snap a picture of the screen and and say something, say anything that you want and tag me so I can reshare you, right? Say that like I'm learning more about Instagram right now because I'm about to explode my brand and my business. It is Monday morning and I have the freedom to be on this training. Like share anything that you want. And the reason why I want you guys to do this is because A, imperfect action is how you're actually going to succeed in your business. But number two, when people see you doing other things, they want to follow you more. Right? They don't just want to see the boring stuff that you're doing. They want to see that you're learning. They want to see that you're growing. They're going to wonder, oh, what is this training he or she is on? Right? So this is also like strategic, right? So pull up your phone, post a picture. I already did it when Jonathan was introducing me. But make sure to tag me, tag Jonathan, and post on your Instagram story. Okay. So let's get into the good stuff. All right. So these are the 4 pillars that I'm going to go through on today's training about Instagram. So the first thing is audience growth. Now, with audience growth, there's a few things I want to get into. Okay. So with Instagram, some of you guys might be either a little overwhelmed because there's a lot of different features that you can use on Instagram. But the 3 that I'm going to talk about today are probably the most, I want to say like potent and actually get the most results, right? So we have reels, we have posts, and then we have stories. Now, one thing that I just want to share that I find really fascinating is social media, and not just Instagram, but social media will tell you what they want you to create the most, because you guys can see on this creation tab with the picture, reels are number 1. So Instagram is basically telling you you need to post reels if you want to get reach. Okay, so reels is number 1. Posts, of course, are just feed posts and carousel posts, and then we have story posts. Now, with audience growth, we need to understand what each of these features do for our actual account. Okay, so what reels do right now are basically growing our account and driving traffic to our account. Now, a few years ago, maybe like 5 to 10 years ago, what used to grow our accounts was hashtags, right? If you put 30 hashtags in your post, that's how you reach thousands of people. When reels came out, that changed a little bit. Now hashtags still work, but just nowhere near as they do when it comes to reels. So if your main goal is to grow your account, is to drive traffic to your account, best believe you want to be posting reels every single day, right? So don't sit there and wonder, why am I not gaining an audience and a following if you're only posting 1 or 2 reels a week? That's just not enough. Okay, so reels are a direct correlation of growing your account and driving traffic, because that's what gets pushed out to people that aren't following you. And you guys can look at this in your insights, right? So if you go under reels, there's an insights tab and you can see the percentage of how many people are actually viewing your reels that are following you versus not following you. And every time I post a reel, the majority of my views come from non-followers, which is what we want, right? To grow. Okay. The second thing, in order to nurture and warm up our audience, that's basically when we create like feed posts, which are like carousels or still posts. Now, of course, we can still nurture our audience through reels, but when people start to follow you on your Instagram account, our feed posts get pushed out to our audience. People that are following us, they don't get pushed out to people that aren't following us, right? So if, for an example, we want to teach something or we want to share a story. And I'm going to share a few examples of my own here in a little bit. That's how we're really nurturing our audience to get them from, hey, I just found you, to like, hey, this is a little bit more about me. This is how I can help you. These are the results I've gotten, the transformation. And then, of course, the last piece is converting your audience into real-time buyers. Now, you can convert your audience with reels and with still posts and carousels, but I have found I have converted my audience the most on stories. And the reason why is because if people are watching your stories every single day, they are your warmest and your hottest audience. They're waiting for you to post. Okay, so if you are posting on stories, but you're not actually selling on stories, you're probably missing a lot of clients and a lot of money on the table, because they're literally right there watching you, right? I want to say stories are like the most intimate way to create content on Instagram that will actually turn your followers into buyers. Okay. So if you guys have any questions on that, just comment below. I'll also kind of answer questions as I go, but we'll do a Q&A at the end as well. Okay, so this is just like an overview now of really understanding what feature does what for your account on Instagram. Okay, so now since we went into that, let's dive into Reels, because once again, Reels is literally the most important way to grow your account right now. So, Reels, how many of you guys are creating Reels? I want to know. Comment below. Like every single day, a few times a week? Let me know in the comments. And also let me know, like, do you enjoy creating reels? Is it hard to create reels? Is it fun? Jonathan, me. What did affiliate me? Yes, daily. Okay, cool. So we do have people. I want to start. Okay, cool. Yeah, so just like what I said, reels are honestly the only way, one of the only ways that you're able to get in front of a lot of people, thousands and thousands of people that don't know you. It replaced what hashtags used to do. And honestly, reels are actually easy to create and simple to consume, right? People are just like scrolling on Instagram. So if you're not creating reels every single day, get into it. I see someone says hate it. You're not going to hate it after this, I promise, because I'm going to share how I create reels. That's actually really simple. It's easy. It doesn't feel heavy. You don't have to spend like, hours editing reels, anything like that. Okay. Now, what I want to say is if you're just starting or if you feel like posting every single day feels like a little bit too much for you, focus on posting at least 5 a week. Like five's the sweet spot. If you can post every single day, that's better, more exposure. But like commit to doing 5 a week, right? Whether that's like Monday through Friday or just like putting in your calendar when you want to post, like commit to that. Okay. Now, you might be wondering what type of reels really work the best. Now, I want to say there's three specific type of reels that get you once again the traffic that you want, the audience that you want, and of course the buyers that you want. Now, the first one that is probably honestly the easiest is B-roll and text. So you've probably seen, right, just, B-roll of people walking around on their phone, on their laptop. This is basically just video with text on the screen, right? So that's like the first type where you're giving information, whether it's education, story, results, anything. The second type of reel is talking to camera. So directly, just like this, talking to camera, sharing tangible information, stories, anything. Now, the last type of reel is kind of like my signature reel. I love it because it works so, so well. Is a freebie type of reel where it's basically a video of you and you're sharing your screen showing what the freebie is. So I'm going to show you guys three of my reels so you can really see how these look. So let me share my screen.
Yeah. Go ahead and throw it up. Let me know when it's ready. Okay, I see it. Don't me share it
Can you
now?
see it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there it is.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I can't see you guys right now, but that's okay as long as you guys can see it. So I want to show you guys this reel because this is an example of the freebie type of reel. Now, one of the reasons this works so much, so well is because this is literally a lead magnet on your Instagram account. So I'm just gonna play this for you so that way you guys can see what this looks like. I don't know if there's audio, but okay, so you guys can see how specific this freebie is, how to make $1,000 on Instagram. So I basically did the intro for 2 to 3 seconds, and then I pointed my phone at the actual freebie and I showed it's 14 pages of exact steps to take to make $1,000 on Instagram. Comment brand below if you want it. Now, everybody, I don't care what industry, what niche you're in, you need to have a reel like this that you create and it's pinned on your profile. So for me, I have this pin on my profile. So any new person that follows me, they immediately want this freebie, right? So of course, when they opt into the freebie, they get added to my email list. And then on the back end, they get invited into an offer. So you guys can see this has generated me like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments and leads and clients, right? Once again, it's really simple, really easy to create. In terms of design, you can also see you always want to have text on the top of the screen just because our eyes always go to the top and it's really like big font. It's not like, too tiny and there's not too much text. And then I always just love to say, like, I wrote out 14 pages of the exact steps to take. This will work for business owners or if you're just starting out. So you want to get specific who it's for. I could have said something like, this is how to make $1,000 on Instagram. comment below if you want this 14-page document. Like that would be okay too. But the more niche you are and the more specific you are speaking to who it's actually for, the more people are actually going to comment. And I don't have a huge caption either. I basically just have comment brand if you want it. So this is like literally this works so well. I've created so many of these different type of reels, and these always get the most engagement, always generate the most leads, and always generate the most sales. Okay. Now the second one, can you guys see the screen? I just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
we can see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so this is the second one, which is basically talking to camera. So this is where once again you just pull out your phone and you're talking to camera. So this one was specifically when I was talking about why content looks so effortless for most people, but not for you. Now, actually, let me just play it for you guys.
And there's no audio, by the way.
Oh, there's no audio. Okay.
I don't think so. Let me see if I can.
Let
Yeah,
me, if I increase my volume, let me know if you guys can hear it.
I can't.
No. Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's okay. Basically, what I was talking about is why content feels so effortless for some people, but maybe not for you. Now, the main thing I want to get across when you're doing like, videos just directly to camera, when you're just talking to camera, is you want to speak in your own voice. You want to speak how you would speak. Now, a lot of people kind of get stuck into the trap of these are the top 3 ways to do X. Or if you want to lose weight, this is what you have to do. Now, if I created this reel and I said something like, this is how to make content feel easy, it might still get views, but it probably wouldn't have gotten the most like views and engagement if I didn't say something like, this is why content feels so effortless for most people, but not for you. Right. And the reason why I said it that way is because that's what people are thinking. When people are scrolling on social media, they're thinking, oh my gosh, like they're so good at creating content and I want to be that good too. Like it feels so effortless for them too. Like that's actually what they're thinking. So this is the key here when it comes to real strategy and creating good content that reaches your right type of people, your right type of buyers, is speak the way that they're actually thinking. Don't just speak how you see other people speaking on social media in terms of like the robotic way or things that you can find on Google. Like really think about like what are your clients saying to you? What did you used to say to yourself, right? Because I want to say the majority of you guys are probably, your clients a few years ago, right? So if you're doing something where you're just talking in front of the camera, really think about the language your ideal clients are saying to themselves and what they might even be saying to you if you are like coaching them or something. Okay. So this is just talking directly to the camera. And then the last one is just B-roll and text, right? So this is just an example. Literally took me 5 seconds to put on my phone right here, record a video, and then you can see the caption here. If you're a business owner who knows your ideal clients are on Instagram, but you have no idea what type of reels to post to attract them, start with these 3 posts. And I basically just typed this up on my notes app, took a screenshot, and put overlay on the actual reel. Now, I like how this looks. Right? Like visually it looks really good. Now, the thing is with Instagram Reels, you don't have to have it super like aesthetic, but you need to have it look good. And I want to say this is like probably one of the main reasons why people can't get views on Instagram Reels or like reach in buyers is because their content might be good, but their like design just sucks. Like I was already saying, but like if it's really hard for you to read someone's text or the lighting's bad or just like the text is too big or too small, it's really hard for someone to consume. So in terms of design, you guys can see over here, I have margin at the top, I have it on the sides, I have it at the bottom. And you also want to keep in mind when you're on your phone, the caption and your name pops up over here. So you don't want text too low. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard for people to actually read the text. So you always want to have the text up here and kind of just in the middle. And then also just like making it a little bit different. I could have just added all of this text on the actual like Instagram app, but instead I just took a screenshot from my phone to make it look a little bit different and make it look a little bit nicer. Okay. So this was specifically just talking about content. And then the call to action for this is I have 30 days worth of prompts, hooks, headlines, captions, call to actions, examples. If you want it, comment content below, and people start to comment content. Now, this specifically was a reel where I wanted to generate leads and get clients. And since I already put so much in the actual reel itself, I didn't have to have a huge caption because I already gave them so much. So you want to keep in mind when you're creating reels, you're either heavy on the reel itself in terms of the content or you're heavy in the caption. Okay. And if you guys want me to explain a little bit more on that, just let me know in the comments. But that's kind of how I do it. I try not to be super text heavy and content heavy in the reel and in the caption. Otherwise, it just gets like way too much. Okay. So these are a few examples of the reels that you want to be creating that once again gets you the most amount of traffic, clients, all of the things. Okay. So let me stop sharing this and go back to my slides.
Okay, good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
This is incredible, by the way. This is so good.
Good. I'm glad.
Good.
Okay, cool. I'm just looking at the comments too. Golden Nuggets. Sweet. And I'll go through questions at the end too, if you guys have any. Okay, cool. So that was specifically reels. Now I want to get even more in depth into like content, like what to actually create, what type of content, once again, does what on our account with our audience, all the things. Now, I want to say there's like three main type of content pieces and types you want to be creating. Of course, there's like a lot more different ones, but for today, I really want to talk about these three and what they really do for your account. So, of course, the first one, education, right? This is simple. We all do it. You're teaching something of value to your audience. Now, one thing that you want to keep in mind and something that you want to notice in your insights when you're posting is the actual data. Now, what I have learned and what I've realized is when I post educational content pieces, this is basically when I'm giving tips, advice, things that people can implement right away, get a quick win. I get the most saves and I get the most shares, right? And once again, this is in the insights. You can see the data on all of your posts. Now, the reason why this matters is because when people save your content, it's more likely they're going to come back, use it, and they're going to want to come back and just want more of that. So at the end of like the week, I will always look at my insights on all my posts I made that week and see, well, like what posts I get the most saves, what posts I get the most shares, the most likes, and the most followers. And then the next week, I'll create more of the ones that got the most saves, shares, and followers because I know that's actually what's working with my audience, right? So sometimes people just look at how many views they got and be like, okay, since I got 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 views, that's what works the most. But if you're looking at the data, that might not be what's actually working for you. It might be entertaining and you might be getting followers, but if they're not the right type of followers, it's not really generating cash, right? Because for me, I don't get a shit ton of views on my reels. Like I'm not getting 50,000, 100,000 views. I'm getting like a few thousand, but I have a lot of saves and shares, and that's actually resulting into clients, right? So that's what I really want you guys to understand too. Like, don't be chasing the views. Of course, more views, that's great, but you really want to focus on, is the message good? And is that actually attracting the right type of person? Okay. And with educational content too, people will share it to their friends. And that's also driving more traffic. And that's also growing your audience. So this is now kind of like another level to audience growth, right? At first, it's like we have the reels, which is the first level. Another level is within the actual content you're creating in reels. Are you creating shareable content? That's kind of what I call it. And shareable content is like education. It can also be stories, also like entertaining content too. Right. But that's kind of how I want you guys to start thinking about it is when you're creating content, what's the goal? Right. If you're creating a piece of content, is the goal to make money today? Because what you're going to say in your content is going to be different. Is the goal to create shareable content today? Is the goal to grow your audience today? Ask yourself that because not every single day should be creating content to make sales because you want to be growing your audience. Okay. So those are a few things that you kind of just want to like get used to. Ask yourself these questions because it's going to become a lot more easier for you to create content that once again works for you. So education, saves and shares, entertaining content. This is basically where you're kind of sharing your personality. Maybe you are making them laugh. You're sharing opinions and perspectives. That still has to do with like your business and your brand. And I'll show you guys a few examples here in a little bit. And I find when I'm creating entertaining content, this results in the most likes and shares, right? So if I just want a little bit more engagement, I want people talking, I want people commenting, sharing, tagging me on their stories, I'll create more entertaining content. And then the last piece is encouragement story content, right? So this is really good. Once again, you're always like wanting to support your clients, potential clients, your audience, inspiring them to take the next step. And I want to say when I create storytelling content, really like inspirational, motivational content, I get the most followers. Because once again, if I'm creating a reel that's really inspirational, motivational, it just like activates people to move and take action. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, this one reel, I feel so good. I need to follow her. I need to follow him. Right. So you want to start to think about these different content types and how you can create reels and content, even just like still posts and stories under these. Okay. So a few examples. This is an example of a carousel under the education type. When I stopped creating content like this, my engagement 1000x and clients slid into my inbox out of nowhere. Now, once again, I want you guys to pay attention of the language that I'm using. I could have created a carousel just like that, like this that said, this is how to 100x your engagement and get more clients using Instagram. That sounds okay, but this sounds more relatable based on my own personal experience. Once again, I'm showing them what I experienced. I'm not telling them what to do. When you can show them based on your experience, your client experience, it's much more likely people are just going to pay attention and they're going to relate to you because you're not just telling them what to do, right? They can find that on like once again, Google, YouTube, right? So I said like when I stopped creating content like this, my engagement 1000x and clients slid into my inbox out of nowhere. Okay. So the context of this, once again, was education and content that attracts clients. The type of post was like a carousel post. Okay. This is an example of entertainment. This is also a feed post. And the context of this was I really wanted to show my audience work ethic. Okay. So when you are still creating personality content, entertaining content, you still want to create content that has to do with your brand. Like I wouldn't post, I don't even know, like a viral cat video or something that's entertaining because that has nothing to do with my brand. Right. So for this, I said, hi, did we forget that no one forced you to start a business? You should want to post, sell, and serve every single day. And to be honest, like some people did not agree. They're like, no, you don't have to do that. Like you need to take breaks. And some people didn't like it, while other people really enjoyed it. They posted on their story, they tagged me in it. And it really shows that, like, hey, if you actually want to have a business, you need to put effort into it. Right. So people can really feel my personality in this post. It's not something, once again, people can find on Google, on Pinterest. It's based on how I actually speak. Okay. So how do you speak? How do you talk to your friends? How do you talk to your family? How do you talk to your clients? I have some clients that are so comfortable with their own clients, but when it comes to posting on social media, they're like a completely different person. And that's okay. I used to do that too. Right. But you just want to be self-aware of if you are doing that. So that way you can start to tweak and just feel a little bit more comfortable, honestly, just being yourself on social media. And then the last one is encouragement. And under this, I love to share my story. So this post was also a carousel. It was about sharing my story and my journey. So I basically just took two pictures. The picture at the top was me when I used to do trainings at my public library. I will rent out like a room for free, would do trainings on their whiteboard. And then this is me now. I'm in my office. I used to never have an office. And I basically just share my story. 4 years ago, I used to host free trainings. So this is something I want you guys to keep in mind too is you just have to be one or two steps ahead of your ideal client. I know I struggle with this a lot in the past, and sometimes I still do, where I'm like, okay, I feel like I have to have this like revolutionary rags to riches story in order for people to relate to me and get inspired by me. But to be honest, people will get so inspired by the smallest things. And I actually mentioned this, I think I created a reel on this just a few days ago, where people think they don't have like an exciting story or they have like a boring life. You guys do realize the majority of people live a boring slash average life. So they're much more likely to connect and relate to you versus somebody who lives in a mansion. Like truly think about that. I personally would much rather want to work with somebody who's maybe a few more steps ahead of me because they can still connect to me and relate to what I'm going through versus somebody who just like way up here, right? So if you guys kind of have that fear of like, oh, are people gonna like really connect to me? Like, is my story even worth sharing? Like, it is. Like, trust me, it is. And after the first few times when you really just put yourself out there, you will receive messages from people, even people who will never like, who will never comment on your post. They'll reach out to you and be like, oh my gosh, you've been so inspiring. I am so ready to join your product, your offer, your course, your coaching program, whatever. People are watching, even if you think they aren't. Okay, so I really, really, really want to emphasize that all of you guys have a story. I mean, even this is a story on its own. You can talk about how you attended this training and you realize that you have so much to share with your audience. You realize that stories are so important. Like, use this. That's what I did in the really beginning when I didn't have my own knowledge or that much experience. I would use a lot of content from me going to events, the ClickFunnels event that we met at. Like, I would use content to create my own content, share my own experiences, build my brand. Okay. So you guys literally have an endless amount of content ideas, stories, and everything to create. Okay. Okay. So we've been through, we've gone through so much. Okay. So we're getting to the last piece of this all, which is basically selling, how to sell on Instagram, how to actually convert your audience into buyers. So let me just get a drink of water. I'm just reading your guys' comments too. We have so many comments here.
There's
Okay.
so many people here, by the way. There's
I see them. Like, I'm trying to like read them too because I like to read your comments in real time. But no, this is awesome. So let's get into stories. Selling on stories. How many of you guys actually sell on stories? I want to know. And when I say like stories, like the story feature on Instagram, I realized a while ago that stories are kind of like your own reality TV show too. It's kind of like an inside look of what you're doing throughout the day. And I think that's why so many people watch stories and why they're also so profitable, because they're the closest thing to being in real time with you. Because with feed posts, it's not real time. Reels, it's pre-recorded. Stories, it's like it's within 24 hours, depending on when people actually watch it. So story posts I found are so gold. They're so profitable, especially when you learn how to sell on stories, which is what we're going to go through right now. So I first want to go through story features. There's a lot of features to use on the actual like stories tab, but the top ones to use that actually get your audience to interact with you are the links, the link, the polls, questions, quiz, and survey. So the link is over here. That's basically when you're linking out a product, offer, website, training. Polls are over here, and polls are basically like yes or no. So that's where you can ask your audience questions, honestly, about anything, get them interacting. Um, the questions tab. So questions is right here. So I do a lot of like ask me anything. Ask me anything about marketing, ask me anything about personal branding, ask me anything about my new course I just launched, right? So that's where if your audience has questions, they can put questions in the box and then you can reshare it on your stories and actually answer the question so everybody in your audience can see it. And then quiz and surveys. I like to use the quiz option. It's basically like four options that you can write down in the quiz and people can basically, vote on there which one they want. So for example, I'll do this if I'm creating like a free training or if I'm getting a better understanding of what people want to learn right now. So if I'm like, hey, I'm coming out with a new YouTube video, what do you want to learn next? I'll use the quiz option. I'll write like marketing, I'll write mindset, I'll write branding, and I'll write content. I don't know, something like that. Okay. So the reason why I love to use this is because, once again, it's interactive. People want to interact with you. Um, so just make sure you're including some of these features as you're posting on stories throughout the week. Okay. So different story posts to make. Now, I want to say these are the top 4 posts that generate sales. Once again, we're focused on how to sell on stories. So we have direct promotion posts. Now, this is literally basically where you're talking about your offer and you're telling people to buy. So this was actually a promo I did like last week. It was a last chance sale that I did. And I basically said, I can't really read it, but it says like only 2 days left to shop the 96% off sale. And I posted screenshots of over like the 90 trainings people could get. And it says DM me sales to get the link to buy. So that's an example, straight promotion. You can even do talking to camera, talk about the offer. If you want to buy, send me a DM, click on the link. And then we have client results. This is where you're sharing a client result or your own result too. So I love to take screenshots of my client results. Sometimes if they send me a video, like a testimonial, I'll upload that too. But this specifically was for somebody in my membership, Monetize Social membership. She made 10,000, 17,500, already at 5K for the month. The money mindset actions are helping people focus on opportunities and gratitude, not lack. Sorry, guys, I can't like really read that. But I basically shared the results my clients are getting. And one thing I personally love to do, if you guys have branding for your actual offers and your products, put that at the top. So for me, I have like basically a banner for my membership. I like putting that at the top because it's brand recognition. So every time, maybe not every time, but most of the time when I share a client result, I'll put that at the top so people know, hey, this result is for this product. So that way, if they're kind of like eyeing it, they're like, oh, maybe I want to join that soon. Then it's like, oh, another result. Let's see what her clients are doing. So I like to do that. It also makes it look visually appealing too, because once again, you always want to make sure people are attentive and they're actually reading your story posts too. Once again, we have lead magnets. I just linked out a training that people can watch. So same thing. This is basically just generating more leads. So you can link out a training, you can link out a PDF, you can link out if you're doing a live masterclass, challenge, anything, and then questions. And once again, this is me using like the question feature, because if people have questions, they're basically in like the nurturing process. So you want to make sure you're always answering people's questions. Sometimes people are shy. They're not going to reach out to you in your DMs. They're not even going to comment on your post, but they might just send you like a message through this like question box. Okay. So I like to do questions maybe like once a week, just depending on what's going on in my business. Promo and client results, for me personally, they get the highest conversion in making sales. Lead magnet and questions are more so for nurturing your audience. So remember in the beginning when I talked about audience growth, and like, the green was the conversion, yellow was the nurture, and red was like the growth. Now, for your stories don't get pushed out to anybody. So you're not really focused on creating like growth content on your stories, because the only people that are watching your stories are people that are following you. So you're basically using your stories once again to sell and to nurture. And once again, like I found these are the type of posts that get the most people over the edge, really getting them warmer, getting them hotter, depending on where they're at, and then getting people to actually buy. And I just wanted to share a few examples of like the slides that I post to actually get people to buy. So this was an example of a client result once again. So sometimes I'll just post one slide of the client result, leave it at that. Other times I'll post multiple slides, then that lead into my offer. So this, for an example, it was a client result. He made $4,000 from my membership that he invested $50 into. And then I just talked about the membership a little bit. Like, it's so potent that people are literally making so much money from it. and then the price goes up this month. DM me membership to get the link to join. So you want to ask yourself once again, is this post to get sales or is this post to nurture? I won't always do this series of posts every single day because it just gets repetitive. But if I'm focused on selling it and if I'm focused on getting clients, I will make sure to post a series. Okay. Now, if I'm doing a launch, for an example, for an offer, it might look something like this, right? This was a program that I did, sell in the DMs. And I basically use my story slides as like my sales page. So once again, if you're looking at a sales page on a website, the first thing is, what is the actual program? And then it's like the subtitle, like the hook of the program. Then we go into what you're covering in the program. Then you go into the result of the program. And then you go into the price of the program. So if you're doing a launch, something like this, where it's like heavily focused on selling on stories, I like to have maybe like 4 to 5 slides like this, so it fully shows what the offer is. And that's why, like, if I don't know how many of you guys actually know me or follow me, but that's when I talk about, like, I don't do sales calls anymore. I stopped doing sales calls about 2 years ago. I sell low, mid, high ticket offers through the DMs, and this is how I do it because I basically share everything on stories, and there really is no need to do a sales call anymore. Right. So I don't know what type of offers you guys are selling, but if you're like, okay, I literally just want to wake up to people buying my offers, people in the DM asking for the link, this is how you want to do it. You want to present your offer in a way where people, like, they don't really have any other questions because everything is on your stories. Okay. So this might be new to some of you guys, just depending on how you guys sell, but I have found like this works so well, especially if you want a more hands-off business model and you want a much more like attraction-based business model where you're not super hands-on with potential clients. Okay. Okay, we're almost near the end, guys. Okay, and then we'll get into questions. Now, the last thing is just call to actions to attract clients and make sales. The 4 like simple transitions that I do on my stories is DM me a specific word if you want the link to buy. This starts really good conversation. So if you do want to have a little conversation before your client buys, or you want to have a like maybe just like a little bit more control in the actual sale, you can have people DM you a specific word. Once again, it's easy for them to DM you because they're DMing you sales or DM me membership, DM me marketing, DM me challenge. The other one is click the link to buy. So you can use the link feature on your stories to just add the link. So I'll sometimes do that if I don't really want people DMing me, or if I know a lot of people are going to DM me and I just can't keep up with it, I'll just put the link there. DM me once again when I have the X's, it's like a specific word, and I'll send you over the details. So, for an example, if you are selling something that's higher ticket or something that's more exclusive, something that's more intimate, you don't want everybody in this offer. If it's for like an event or something, you can have people DM you like retreat or DM you mastermind, and then that's how you can send people like the details over Messenger. And then the last one, which honestly I don't do a whole lot, but it's vote on the poll and I'll reach out to you. So once again, there can be a poll option, yes or no. You know, maybe it's something like, um, do you want to be the one of the first 10 people to jump into my like Instagram audit program? I don't know. I'm just making this up. Like vote yes or no, and I'll reach out to you with the details. Like you can do that too. And I want to say I did a lot more hands on when I was in like the really beginning stages and I was really growing my brand and my business. And that's what I recommend doing. If you're really just getting started out, you do want to talk to your audience more because it builds connection. If you're already making 6 figures, multi 6 figures, 10 figures, you probably don't want to be super hands on because you just don't want to be in Messenger all day, every day. Right. So that's where you might be using some of the other transitions and call to actions. Okay. Okay. So I know we went through a lot and I know you guys probably have questions, but before we go into Q&A, I just want to share one thing that I recently discovered that's blowing up my Instagram. And how I discovered this is because I actually had a call with Instagram themselves like 2 or 3 weeks ago. and I asked them all the questions that you guys probably had of like, okay, like how do I grow this Instagram favor accounts, blah, blah, blah. Now, one thing I asked them is how do I get just more overall engagement, reach, views on my Instagram? And what they said was, you need to be posting on Threads. Okay. Now, if you guys don't know what Threads is, it's basically an extension of Instagram. It's like Twitter for Instagram. Now, Threads came out, I think almost a year ago, honestly. And of course, this is probably like one of the last things you guys want to do is post on another social media app. And of course, when Threads first came out, I was on the app. I was posting maybe for like a few weeks and then I stopped. So, what she said was Instagram is favoring and will push out your reels and your account more if you post on Threads. And I'm like, is this really true? And I hadn't been posting on there for like months since it came out. So I'm like, let me test this and let me try. So I've been posting on there just like honestly once a day, maybe twice a day, random thoughts. There's no strategy, no structure. I'm just sharing things that come to my head. I've been posting there consistently for maybe 1 to 2 weeks, and I have seen a dramatic increase in my followers, in my engagement, and in my views on Instagram. Like, it's a direct correlation right now. So, honestly, it does not take you that much time to post on Threads. If like this year for the rest of the year or Instagram is going to be one of your main platforms and you want to get more reach, you just want to get more visibility and you want to please Instagram the algorithm, post on Threads. It takes you less than 5 minutes to do. Just do it once a day. I kind of have a routine now where I do it every morning, and then maybe I'll just check it, in the afternoon and just respond to comments. It doesn't take that long, but it's working really, really well. And once again, the reason why they're favoring people is because it's a new platform. Every new feature that comes out on a social media app, especially on Instagram, if you use it, they will push you out because they want people on that platform and they want to keep people on Instagram. Okay, so like I would recommend do it. I did not want to do it either because I'm like, this is annoying. I have to post more. But like honestly, like just post whatever you feel like posting. The fact that you're posting on there doesn't even sometimes matter what you're posting. It just tells Instagram that you're on there. It'll push out your post more. Okay. So that was the last thing I really wanted to share because I'm like, oh my gosh, this actually works. So when
That's
I start to
amazing.
do it.
That's so
Um,
crazy.
yeah, but that's all, guys. We'll go through questions and anything you guys want me to expand on now.
Awesome. Well, first of all, this was incredible. And that tip at the end, like I was posting on Threads, but I'm gonna do it more now. So that's awesome information. Um, yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments. We're live streaming everywhere, but if you jump onto YouTube, that's the ones we can actually see. So go ask your questions, and then while you guys are doing that, the one of the biggest things that you said was I don't get a ton of views, but
Mm,
your conversions are high. And I love that. And I resonated with that so much because I feel like so many people are chasing after those viral views.
yeah.
And what's crazy is like when I started, I was making six figures before I even had like 1,000 followers on YouTube, Instagram. My main platform was YouTube when I first started. But what I'm saying is like I was able to hit six figures without having tons of views. And it's all about the conversions. And that's why I wanted to bring you on because I've seen your stuff and you're one of the best I've seen at like converting people and getting clients and attracting the right people. So that was one of the main things I wanted to bring up because that's such a big thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, for sure. Like, it's easy to, kind of get stuck into like, oh my gosh, like I got, 1,000 more views or 2,000 more views. And it's
Yeah.
fine. Like, once again, like if you're getting more views, great. That's more visibility. But yeah,
Yeah.
don't get caught up in, oh, if I only get 1,000 views, I'm not going to make money because that couldn't be further from the truth. You want to think about if 1,000 people were in the room with you and they're your ideal client, that's 1,000 potential clients. That's a
Right.
lot of people. Right. So
Yeah.
you guys just want to keep that
Absolutely.
in mind.
So good. All right. Well, you can see the comments. So let me know which
Yeah.
one you want to answer. I'll throw it up and then we just we'll answer some
Yeah.
questions and we'll go from there.
Let, yeah, let me scroll up a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
my Instagram handle is at the Sabah Ali. So I had it on my slides, but I don't know. I
I'll pull
can't
it up.
comment on here, but yeah, if you want to pull that up,
Yeah.
let me scroll up just a little bit because we had a few questions come in.
Yeah, they're coming in. They're coming in hot now.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
This is real quick, guys. Go to the Sabah Ali. Go follow her. Go blow up her Instagram. Let her know what you learned, all that good stuff. I don't know. She brought a ton of value just to me. I'm excited just a few nuggets that you were saying. I'm like, huh, I need to do that. So it's so
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
good.
So we have, can I click on the comments right now? So we have one from Elise. Can we post the original Instagram post link and would that count on threads? So I actually did ask Instagram this. I'm like, okay, if I just reshare my Instagram, will that work? She said, what she said was, if you're posting on there, that's better than not posting. However, she said, you want to post something different. So that way, when people do click on your Instagram through threads, there's something different that they can see. Right. So what I recommend doing is if you are posting a reel or a content piece that day, just even say today, like I just post a reel talking about how I lost 20 pounds this past week. Like that's all you say. It's literally one sentence. That's all you post. And people are gonna be like, oh, like what is the real? And then they'll click on your Instagram, they'll start to follow you and watch. Another thing is like what you guys can look on my threads. I'm just honestly posting thoughts. And sometimes what I'll do, like if you're really lazy, I do this sometimes, okay. If you're on Pinterest, just type in inspirational quotes and post that. Like guys, I don't have a strategy on threads right now. I'm literally just posting to post and it's working. Right. So sometimes I'll literally just post an inspirational quote and it works. And I'll even do, something that is working that actually got me a ton of engagement. I got like 100 comments on my threads, is asking people for their opinion and their questions. So I made a thread saying, what's your best advice on investing your money? Hundreds of comments because people love to share their opinions. And I'm like, what's the best part of being an entrepreneur? Tons of comments. People love to share their opinions. So even just asking your audience questions, that works really well too. So I would just honestly start from there. Once again, you don't need a whole like content strategy with threads. Just the fact that you're on there and posting, that's going to help you boost your Instagram account.
Awesome. So good.
Let's see what else.
Yeah, there's so many. So yeah, let me know. I'll try to find them. I'm trying to find them all. But yeah, I'll throw it up if you read it.
Stephanie, if you post on Threads, does it also automatically post on Instagram and Facebook? No, Threads is an app, like a separate individual app. You can you can share your thread onto Instagram stories and onto Instagram feed posts. I just personally don't do that. Sometimes I'll reshare it to my Instagram stories just for more content or if it's something really good that I said, but it doesn't automatically share. What is the best time to post on Instagram from Omar? I asked Instagram this too, and it's basically what I thought is the best time to post is when like a specific time you choose to post every single day. That's the best time, and commit to posting every single day that time. So I post around noon every single day, which is right now. And that's where I get the most amount of engagement because my audience knows that I'm posting at that time. So what I recommend doing, choose a time you can commit to posting every single day. I do noon because it's easy. People are on like lunch break. They're kind of on their phone. So they're going to see my content. But she also said if you go on Instagram and it'll match if you are posting at the same time every single day, it'll show you have the most engagement that time. But if you go on Instagram and you go to, I think it's professional dashboard, go to professional dashboard, go to followers. And then if you scroll down, you can see the most active times your audience is on. So if you click through the days, it'll show you. And for me, it's consistently 12 p.m. because that's when I post the most. But if you're not sure, just go on there. And then if you can commit to a time that your audience is the most active, do that every single day.
Awesome.
Steven, trending sounds, do they really matter? They do. They do. So what I have found is if you choose a trending sound that's anywhere from like 1 to 10,000 posts, for me personally, I find that works better than trending sounds that have like 100,000 or like a million posts. And the reason why is because they're like kind of like pre-trending sounds where they're like newer. So people that are using them, they're basically getting pushed out to more people. They do work. I even put trending sounds if I'm doing just talking to camera, I'll put it on like just like one, like what, like
Mhm.
1%. So that way it still gets pushed out. And I've tested this, guys. If I don't put trending sound, I don't get that much reach. Right. So definitely use it. And a quick way to find trending sound too is if you just go to your Reels app, um, it just the arrow by the music. And if you click on the arrow, it'll show you that it's trending. And if you click on trending, it'll show you like the top trending audios that's similar
Mhm.
to that music. So that way you can see it and it'll even show you how many reels are in that trending audio. So that's a really easy way
And
to choose
and you
audience.
like to keep yours under 10,000, right? So meaning only 10,000 or less have posted a video. That way we're starting the trend, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like sometimes if I really like an audio, I'll still
Sure.
use like you want something that's popular. But
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely found if it's something that's under 10,000, it gets pushed out more.
Awesome.
Let's see what else.
And real quick, before you go to the next question,
Yeah,
one of the things you mentioned in the beginning was like you had that. Actually, let me pull it up. I believe it was this one, right? The freebie.
yeah, yeah.
I talk a lot about having like a really good lead magnet. So that guys, that's really really important. Like when you're creating some sort, or when you're creating your brand and your Instagram and YouTube, is like you have to have something that's going to attract your target audience. And once she gets off, I'll kind of show you guys what we have for you guys if you guys kind of want like a done for you lead magnet. But speaking of which, I know you were talking about you have a really cool guide. So you want to
Yeah.
talk about that real quick?
Yeah, it's my freebie guide that's actually on my Instagram, the one that I showed you guys. So yeah, if you guys want just like more in depth of how to actually once again convert your audience into buyers, it's that 14-page guide that's pinned to my profile. So you guys honestly just send me a DM, I'll get it to you, or you can click actually no, it's not even on there. You
It's
guys
not
have
on there.
yeah, so you guys have to post just comment on that reel or just send me a DM and I will get you guys that link. It's 14 pages. I basically go through even how to optimize your profile, what to put in your bio. I talk about the lead magnet. I even go more in detail of like the type of content to create. So yeah, if you guys want that, just comment below or just send me a DM and I'll send that to you guys.
Cool. I know I want it too, so I'll comment. All right. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so we'll go through a few more questions.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Ninfa said, "What do you recommend for finding content to use on your reels? I have a hard time coming up with what to post." Ooh, this is a really great question. So, um, think about what I kind of like to do is take out a piece of paper and write your niche in the middle and then draw a circle and then think about all of like the steps you kind of took to get to like the result you're kind of sharing. So for an example, let me just say if you're helping someone find a relationship, okay, you're really good at love, finding relationships, partners, whatever. So in the middle, you would write like relationships. Now, if you yourself found the love of your life, what did you do to actually attract that person? Like, what are like the steps or what is like the framework you went through? So if you already have an offer, you already have a course, a coaching program, you're basically taking the steps from that program and creating content from it, right? So
Mhm.
under relationships, the first thing maybe is like working on your self-love, and then it's like building your confidence, then maybe it's dressing better, maybe it's getting on dating apps, maybe it's going on dates, maybe it's knowing how to communicate. Under then those circles, what about communication did you learn? Maybe it's the way you I don't know, support your partner. Maybe it's the way you actually text, like how you're texting them. Under dress, maybe it's, how to actually dress on a budget, right? So there's so like guys, there's literally endless amounts of content ideas. So what I would recommend doing is literally sit down and do that because I guarantee you'll probably come up with like close to like 50 pieces of content that you can create. So I would just do that, start from there. And then if you do have clients and they're asking you questions, that's always great
Mhm.
content pieces. I do that all the time.
So good. All right. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if you need to go, you can, or you can answer a few more questions. I don't.
I think that was like those were the main
Yeah.
ones. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you
Cool.
guys have more questions, you guys can always just connect with me too. Of course, you guys have my Instagram. But yeah. Yeah,
Awesome.
that was great. That was
Yeah.
so good. Thanks so much for having me.
So good. That's such a great first day of the challenge. Guys, we have so many more things going on the next few weeks. Again, the whole goal is just to help you guys to post content. And I was happy to bring her in for the first day because now it's like, okay, you know what to post. You know how you can use your stories and use your reels and carousels. And that's why I was excited to bring her in. And so that way she can teach her framework. So thank you so much for coming on.
Of
And then,
course.
guys, make sure to stick to the end. I'm going to show you guys how you can copy my lead magnet as well. But other than that, is there anything else you had for us, Sabah? Sabah?
No, no, that's all. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun, guys. And yeah, just keep at it. I see some people, some comments are like, yes, like I've been posting, but I'm still not getting reach. Just keep at it. Keep trying new and different things. And you guys are in honestly the perfect challenge, the perfect community. And just keep taking action. One thing I always say is clarity comes from action, not thought. The quicker you take action, the clearer you're going to become. So just keep taking action. You guys are in the right place. So thanks again for having me. This was
Yeah.
so much
Thank
fun.
you. Thank you so much. Guys, go follow her. Go post. I already looked on Instagram. There's a ton of stories mentioning us. So, guys, go post a story. Let us know what you learned. Make sure to tag. Let me pull it up one more time here. So it's the Sabah Ali. So
Yeah.
let me just pull that up one more time. Make sure to go follow her and then just tag us on Instagram. Let us know what you learned. So thank you so much. I appreciate you
Sweet.
coming in and
Awesome.
killing it. So
Thank
have a
you.
good day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know down below. Let me know. Did you guys enjoy that training? Real quick, guys. So this is just starting. We're just starting the challenge. We're just getting ready to, start that momentum boost to really push you to start creating content. So I want to talk about how you can copy my lead magnet if you don't have something yet. Okay, and I'm going to show you why this is super cool. But real quick, okay, so if you go to the challenge group over here, which you can find on the homework, okay, so if you click on this first link, it'll take you to the group. Make sure to go post your reels in this post right here, okay? So just go post right there. You can see already tons and tons of people have already posted their reels, okay? The whole goal is just to push you to start creating content, okay? Who's done this already? I see a lot of people have already done it. So make sure to go do that, guys. I explained what you need to do. Just post 2 videos, duet a video, and then go engage with at least 10 people, which I'm literally doing that myself. So like if you go post, like for example, Edgar's posted his video. I literally said, hey, I just commented, liked your video. So guys, I'm doing this as well. Okay. I'm actually posting my videos as you can see. So go see what everyone's doing. Go do that. Okay. Real quick. I just want to explain how you guys can copy my lead magnet as your own. As Sabah was saying, like she has that signature lead magnet. That's probably the most important thing when you're building your email list, when you're building your brand, is you got to be able to track people, right? I see so many people not having the proper way to bring people into your world. So who here would like to copy my lead magnet? Just say lead magnet down below if you want to do that. I'm just curious. Actually, if you've already I know a lot of people here they're already using our exact same system to bring in leads and using our lead magnet. So if you're already using it, let me know down below. But if you want to copy mine, just say lead magnet. I want to see who's interested. Amy says lead magnet. Steven says lead magnet. Again, if you're already using it, let me know if you're already on it, and then I'll explain it. And then I will. We just added this, guys. We're adding a free live Zoom call tonight. Okay, we're going to be doing this every single day, absolutely free for you guys. Okay. And I'll explain how you can get that as well. Lead magnet. Awesome. Perfect. So many people. Cool. All right. So let me explain how I do this. And then I'll show you how you can clone all that. Okay. So this is, let me pull up my screen here. Let me see. Here we go. Okay, so if you go to, actually, let me go to my Instagram real quick. Let me see. If you go to my Instagram, you'll notice one of the main ways that I get people into my world is with something I give away for free. Okay. So when I post something, for example, this is a post I had this morning. I said, who wants my free thing that I give away, right? So I say, say this down below to get my no cost 7-part series. So it's basically a free course that I give away. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys how you can copy this as well. But essentially what this looks like is people go to my link here and they're going to go ahead. Once they click on this, basically they get this free course. Okay. It's a 7-part course that I give out absolutely free. Now, the whole goal of this is to get them into my email list. Okay. So for example, I'm posting, and then I get people into my free thing, which gets people onto my list. And then from there, I can then sell them in the email. Okay. So that's basically how I've built my entire close to 8-figure business is doing this. Okay. And I want to show you how you can clone this as well. Essentially what we've done is we've created this software that allows you to add multiple products. As you can see, you can add multiple products from like 15, 20 different products in here. And what's going to happen is you're going to copy my exact lead magnet as your own. Okay. So basically you can give out this free course as your own. Okay. So here's an example. Let me see if I can, quit. Here's one from Andrew Webster. I don't know if you're watching this, Andrew, but basically what he did, okay, and this is, you can literally do this by the end of today, is you go inside our software, okay, you add all your information. So for example, your first name, your Instagram, Facebook link, YouTube, you add your photo, and you can literally copy this entire thing as your own. Okay. So what's really cool is, now you can give away something for free to attract your target audience. Okay. So that's something that's really cool that we've done. And we have thousands of people already using this exact same thing. So what we've done is we've actually created this so you guys can very easily start not only building your email list, but that way you're able to promote multiple different products. Okay. Because what we've done is we allow you to put your affiliate links for multiple different products in here. Okay. Real quick, let me know. Andrew is here. Awesome. He says watching. Yeah, he's here right now. So, what are you using right now for a lead magnet? I would say most of you don't have a proper lead magnet. Okay. This is really important because what Sabah was talking about was her lead magnet, right? That's the main thing to get people into your world. Okay. So when I get people into my world, I get them into my email list. And when I get them into my email list, I can then do this. I can promote multiple products. I'm able to then get people into my world to then, promote multiple different affiliate products, which helps me create multiple streams of income. Okay. So 1, if you need a lead magnet, 2, if you need literally 15 extra streams of income instantly, I want to show you how you can do that. Okay. Who's interested in that? Say I'm all in if that's something that you want. Okay. And then I'll show you how you can get on a Zoom call tonight if you need actual help doing this. Okay. So who needs that? Say I'm all in down below, and I'll explain how you can get access to that. Okay. I'm all in. Awesome. Cool. I'm all in. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Cool. Stephanie says I'm all in. Trina says I'm all in. Marsha says I'm all in. I want to show you one more cool thing before I show you how you can get access to this. But my dad's using this. And my dad's not techie at all. I'll say that. He has like barely any idea how to use his phone, and he's been able to make multiple high ticket sales and monthly reoccurring software sales and some other things using our software. Okay. But basically the way it works, and I'll show you inside of my Gmail, what's really cool. And I see a lot of I'm all in. I'll explain how you can get access. But for example, this is my dad's email right here. Again, this whole system's already done for you. But essentially what happens here is these emails are sent out on your behalf, right? So you're giving away this free course, and then all these emails are being sent on your behalf. So for example, this is my dad's. Check this out, okay? So he's actually leveraging my YouTube videos. And what happens is this is my video that I've created. But if you click on this link right here, we've created the software to basically link back to your affiliate product. So you can see at the top, this is his affiliate link, okay? Which is super, super cool. And we've done this for literally hundreds and hundreds of emails, okay? So let me show you how you can get access to this. And then I'll show you how you can get access to the Zoom call tonight, okay? Sound good? All right, so to get access to this, guys, very, very simple, okay? I've created this challenge called the 72-hour challenge. A lot of you have already gone through it. It's only $9, okay? And I show you exactly how to use this software to be able to promote multiple products, to be able to have your own lead magnet, all that good stuff, okay? So let me show you how you can get access to that 72-hour challenge, okay? A few different places. I'm going to post the link here down in the comments. Get access. 1 second. Let me access here. Okay. I'm going to post this down in the comments, guys. So that's how you can get access. JonathanMontoyaLive.com/freedom in 72. But if you want a quicker way to get access, obviously I have a link for you guys. Just head over to Instagram. You're going to click on the link right here. You're going to go to this right here where it says all resources to help you quit your job. And then you're going to click on this one right here. Okay. Now I do have my free lead magnet here, but if you want to clone my lead magnet as your own, you're going to want to go through the 72-hour challenge. Okay. And then of course you can see I have some other stuff in here, but this is the one you want to go to. If you click on this link, it's going to go to the challenge. Okay. And the challenge is literally going to show you, okay, it's going to show you how to copy my lead magnet as your own. Okay. How you can copy this course as your own. Okay. And what's cool is as people are going through the courses, all these links go back to you guys. Okay. I created this course to give away, but then all these links go back to whatever you're promoting, okay, which is super, super cool. All right. So let me know if you guys got access to that. And one last thing I do want to mention is how you can get on the free Zoom call tonight. So let me show you a few different places. If you go to the Traffic Challenge pre-homework, you can go right here. And this is how you can get access. The live calls happen at 9 p.m. tonight. You guys can come ask questions. It's going to be literally a live Q&A Zoom call. And we're going to stay on till as long as you need, guys, to really help you guys get started. Okay. This is all free for you guys. We're going to charge for this, but we're doing this for free. Okay. So I hope you guys take advantage of that. Other than that, is there any questions on how the challenge works, how the software works? Because again, what we've created is a way for you to get a free lead magnet. But basically you can go and slap your face on it, your logos, but you're leveraging my authority and all the content I've created for literally years, and you're going to be able to get access to promote 15 different products. Okay. If there's any questions on that, let me know. With that being said, I'll leave the link here for a few more minutes. But again, if you go through the challenge, okay, the challenge is going to walk you through how to get started, why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then more importantly, it's going to show you step by step how to get it all set up. Okay. And literally you can have this set up by tonight. Okay. Meaning you'll have your own lead magnet. You'll have a free course to give out as your own, and you'll be able to promote 15 different products. Okay. So I'll leave that link again. It's jonathanmontoyalive.com/freedom in 72. Again, you can also get that link on Instagram. Okay. With that being said, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know, did you guys enjoy that? Did you guys enjoy that training? We still have so much more throughout this next few weeks. I'm super excited, guys. I think tomorrow we have Becca Duncan talking also about how to turn viewers into high ticket buyers. Really excited about that one. If you go to the pre-homework here, we have all the speakers. Becca Duncan's going to come on tomorrow. It's going to be super fun. Really pumped about that. Okay, guys. But you can see we have some amazing speakers. We're just getting started, guys. Please take advantage of this traffic challenge. Okay. I put a lot of time into this. My team's put in a ton of time. We're obviously still going to be going on live Zoom calls tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. We put so much time into this, but I want you guys to create content. You have to do this, okay? You have to start creating videos, and that's the only thing that's going to get you out of your situation, okay? With that being said, I hope you guys take advantage of the traffic challenge. We'll see everyone on tomorrow and even tonight if you're on the live Q&A. God bless everyone. We'll talk to you guys soon.